I have done everything I could. I gave my best. I showed up 110%. I've learned so much about myself. I've given everything I could. Let me quickly see. Thank you guys. I'm just so emotional because I didn't expect this response, and just getting on social media and seeing people spreading so much love and support is something I've never experienced the way I did now. So I'm doing well. Another question, so many questions. Okay, let's share everything. This is going to be quite a long live because I feel I want to share every part of my journey with you guys. Okay, let's do this. How was the whole experience? It was really everything I could have wished for and more. Like, since the day I arrived, up to interviews, up to prelims, I'm just so grateful that I actually had the opportunity to walk the stage. Prelims was like, when I spoke to Werner afterwards, I was like, Werner, I just felt a certain presence, and I felt at peace with everything I did, and I felt so content. And I got such great feedback on my dress and my bikini performance, guys. I was so nervous about bikini because for some other reason, to walk high pace is really hard for me. And just before I went out, my roommate, Estefania, she was like, listen, you need to over-exaggerate for it to look like something. So I was just there on stage, like, overdoing the hip movements and everything. The whole experience was amazing. We were in the hotel a lot, and I've been struggling with my eyes the whole week. So I messaged Tamron, and I was like, listen, doctor, my eyes are so dry. What can I do? So I was quite missing being outside, and luckily I get to see some of the US now. But the whole experience was amazing. I think it's something you guys would like to know is about the final night, and all I can say is the one thing I told myself before going to Miss Universe was, regardless of the outcome, if I did everything I could and if I am happy with my performance, I need to be content with whatever the outcome is. And it was hard to accept. It wasn't something I expected. I'm still trying to understand, and there's obviously not a certain answer I'm going to get at this moment. Everything happens for a reason, and that's literally the only thing I can look at, is saying there's a reason why I didn't make it to top 21. It's not something I understand currently. It's not something I expected to happen. It was extremely hard standing there and knowing that South Africa did so well for 3 years. But I gave everything, and I'm proud of myself for standing there, and I overcame so many things that I struggled with for such a long time. When I look at my Miss Universe interview, they asked me, what's the one thing that I learned about myself this past year and during this pandemic? And it just took me back to Miss South Africa, saying that I actually learned how to embrace my vulnerability, how to put myself out there regardless what the outcome is. And I can't go around saying to people that when I don't fully believe it. So I have to accept that I've put myself out there, and that was more than enough. And in 5 years' time, I will understand why, and I'll understand why things didn't work out like I wanted it to. It's just everything went like I wanted it to go. So I'm answering this for like 5 minutes. This is gonna be okay. Let me quickly just get it. Get a tissue. I'm gonna acknowledge this one simply because I cannot say thank you enough. That's the only thing I wanted to do, was make you guys proud, and if I did that, I'm happy. Sorry for crying, guys. I've been emotional for the last few days, not because things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, simply because I can't believe how people are just sharing love and support towards me. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna read your comments. Shanae says, we miss you. I miss you guys. I really miss you guys a lot. I can't wait to get back to South Africa. One thing I actually want to share with you guys. So Demi came to Miss Universe to share some part of her Unbreakable campaign and with the human trafficking. And one thing I can remember from her presentation was, it's turning your mess into a message and turning your taste into a testimony. And that's something that will forever stick with me, is throughout this journey, you don't always know the why, but it's simply part of the way God has paved my life. And if I think, it's been a year since I entered for Miss South Africa, and I remember I spoke so many times with Werner about putting yourself out there. It was really hard for me to do that. Being vulnerable was one of my biggest struggles, and now it's something I'm so comfortable with doing. And that's exactly why I wanted to do this live, is to show you that things don't always go as planned, and I want to make you a part of this journey because you've been there every single step of the way, and I want to share with you every single step after that and what I'm going to do next and my journey going forward, because it doesn't stop here, it doesn't end here. And there are some days that I cry and I feel sorry for myself, but then there are days where I'm so fueled by this and I'm so inspired with the next thing I want to do and take on and share with you guys and bring you along with. I don't want to stop with Destiny Designed. I'm going to start immediately with my clothing line when I get back. I want to do a ready-to-wear collection, do more modeling work. I'm really excited for what's ahead. What are my goals? So I'm seeing here, what are my goals after everything? Let me just take that one away. Like I said, I want to start with my clothing line. So actually, before I got appointed Miss Universe South Africa, I went to the fabric shop and I sourced some fabrics for my ready-to-wear collection. I want to do tops, jumpsuits, all that type of stuff, do an online shop. And now I can actually pursue that. So one step at a time. I'm going to Jacksonville after Missouri, and then I'm flying back to South Africa. Okay, questions. There's a lot of questions. Tell us about your best day during the competition. So I would have to say it was 2 days, actually. My day with Fadil. I don't know why, but obviously I always knew of his work. And that day just worked out perfectly. Like from the bikini he picked for me, from hair and makeup to the whole atmosphere, and it was really such a fun day. And I remember, like, Werner and I spoke every single day, and every single morning while I was doing my makeup we would FaceTime. Even if we weren't chatting about Miss Universe, I would still speak to him. And I just said, Werner, today was literally the most amazing day ever. Like, yeah, it was just incredible. And then another day was interview. So for the first time ever, and I don't know why, but I always stressed about interviews during Miss South Africa, during press conferences, and for some or other reason, the day of interview, I literally texted Werner and I was like, it's so weird because I'm feeling so calm and collected. Like, I'm so ready. It doesn't even feel 5% as bad as it was during Miss South Africa. This is weird. I was literally like, Werner, I'm so calm, it's freaking me out. And he was just laughing because I was really just reminding myself what I have to offer was enough. And my interview was amazing. I walked out, I was so happy. I got to share with them who I am, why I want to be Miss Universe, my best qualities, my worst qualities, just be 100% myself. And interview that day was also amazing to me. And then prelims. I was super excited about my gown because this was something that's been in the works for over 5 months, 6 months, and it was my favorite color. I got my gloves. I was so adamant on wearing gloves with one of my gowns, and I couldn't have imagined it to come out better than it did. So that's the 2 days that stood out for me. Let me quickly read your comments. Shame. I see people are awake at 2 a.m. Were you starstruck when you met Zulzi for the first time? So she was actually one of my judges at Miss South Africa, and I was, to be perfectly honest. She had this, this wasn't the first time I saw her, but I remember this so vividly. She wore this purple and silver suit. It had like a little glitter. And her thighs were just like looking so good in that pants, and I was like, she's literally Miss Universe. Like, from the looks to the speak to the face to everything, I was in absolute awe. She's amazing. She's really, really, this last 17 months, she took Miss Universe to a level that is impeccable. And I was so proud during Miss Universe to listen to her speak, because I was like, she's South African. Like, I was so proud. Next one. Let me quickly. Okay, let's go to the question section. Getting distracted, yeah. Thank you, guys. I see your comments. I'm going to answer this question simply because I feel like everyone expects you to have your life all figured out. You know, you've been on the Miss Universe stage, and I spoke to Demi afterwards, and I want people to know that you don't always have things figured out. I don't even know if I'm going to stick with my hair color or go back to my natural hair color. I really do not know what my life looks like in 5 years' time. I can't answer that now. It's and it's normal. I want people to see that everything doesn't go perfectly like you plan things to go, and that's why I wanted to do this live, is to show you that yes, I cried, yes, I was disappointed, but yet I was also inspired by not placing, to just know there's a different plan and path for my life. And it's sometimes difficult to understand because you think of the whole of South Africa. You think of not even one African to place in the top 21. You think of your organization, your coach, and your designer, where I couldn't have even showed my final dress, the jeweler that made my earrings, and you do feel some sort of disappointment. And I did feel a bit blindsided, and it's normal. I want people to know that the emotions are on like both ends, positive and negative, and I'm going to work through them, and I'm just so thankful that I get to do that with all of you. You are beautiful, you are enough. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. So everyone's asking what was my final gown. I will be sharing it when I get back in South Africa and when I am ready, because it deserves all the exposure and I want people to see it. And I was really excited to wear that gown on the night, and there's a reason why I didn't, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I hope you guys love it. I'm absolutely in love. It's something so different, and Yolandi and the Yula Shea team worked extremely hard on that dress, and it just deserves all the recognition. Still so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's quickly see who's requesting to join the video. Maybe Werner can join me. I've got coffee, and guys, look at my cup. It says Florida. Yay! Guys,
Hello,
I was
Natasha.
my best friend this past 2 weeks to a level where I can't explain. We spoke technically 24/7. Since I
We
woke up,
did.
went to bed, it was all the time. I'm amazed.
Hey, girl, I didn't get any sleep, but it was worth it.
I
It was
know.
so worth it.
Uh,
And
I'm so grateful.
I loved sharing this journey with you. It's
Thank,
always going to be one of my most special and most treasured memories.
thank you, Val.
Was to be on the road with you. And I just want to say it here now as well how incredibly proud I am of you, how strong you are. Um, you worked so incredibly hard for this, and the results didn't show. And I said it a million times that we have no control over the results, but you won people's hearts, and you won the love of the whole world. And none of us could have been more proud to have had you represent us on that stage. It was an honor and a privilege, and we love and adore you. And this is not the end for us. Um, this is always going to be one of my most special memories, and I'm so grateful that I now have you in my life for the rest of for the rest of your life and for the rest of mine.
Mm.
I'm proud of you,
Guys, yeah,
honey.
for Varis, you can answer them alongside me. Var, can you see the
Sure.
question?
I can see them when you pin them. I can see them.
Okay, so let
But you
me.
the question.
Okay. Okay, I'm just, there's a lot of questions, so I'm quickly going to select one.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Oh, I'm just seeing so much support and love.
Yeah, guys, I also want to, while she's looking for a question, I also just want to thank you guys for all the love that you've shown her, myself, and the official Miss South Africa team. This is honestly why we do it, is to inspire people. And the journey is always, it takes turns and it has ups and downs. And thank you for being there in the triumphant ones and the ones where we struggle. It just shows how much you guys care and how much you love and appreciate the women that are on this platform, and it makes it also worth it to see you guys as being part of the journey. So we're really grateful. We're all really grateful for everything that you guys have done, especially in the last couple of days.
Actually, I can maybe also just select a question that says like the favorite part of Miss Universe, because I feel that you've been closely with me during this journey. So maybe you can share from your end what you experienced, because I shared everything with you.
Um, my my personal favorite part was every morning or every afternoon. Uh, I would be so excited because I couldn't wait for you to wake up so we can have our hourly chat while you were busy doing your makeup, and you can just catch me up on what happened during the evening while I was sleeping and what you did and what was happening for the next day. I loved those chats. I really did, and I like kind of marked them out of my diary. I was like, no one bother me, no one bother me. Natasha's gonna call me right now. I know it, I know it, I know it, and then you would. Um, One of my favorite days was definitely the Fadil shoot. Because I know that it's been such a dream of yours to shoot with him, and then you did, and he adored you, and he loved you, and I knew he would, as I knew he would. And when those pictures came out, girl, I was like, ah! I was done. She sent
I
them
feel
to me before she even before they were posted, and I was like, holy hell,
like it was
what is
true.
happening?
And also, guys, like I was taking pictures every single day, trying my best to get like credits for the outfits and share it
Yeah.
with you guys. And I remember Werner was so like, you were so cute when I sent you the pictures, because I was like, are they good enough? Like, are they incredible? And you were just like,
Yeah.
girl, they're amazing. You were always
I
so
was like,
excited
woo!
to
No,
select.
they were always so spectacular. They really were, and you just surprised me every single day. I was like, this girl is gonna go through the roof if she gets any better. And I remember after prelims, she hadn't even gone off stage. she I was like, okay, it's gonna take a while because they like have to get their things together. So I'll speak to her in a little while. And I promise you they hadn't even ended the credits of prelims. And she was like, how was it? What do I need to improve on? And I was like, girl. And I was, for the first time, I was speechless. Um, she's like, what can I improve on? What do you think worked and didn't work? And I said, listen, can we have this discussion tomorrow morning? Because I need to gather my thoughts because I don't know what the hell just happened on that stage. Because you were so brilliant and you did everything that I could have imagined or wanted you to do. Um, so I remember being dumbfounded, and I mean, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was sitting here like, what the hell is going on? Am I dreaming? And you were. And while you were sleeping that night, I looked through the whole prelims again, and I kind of, sat down and wanted to make notes, and I didn't have any. And I was like, you were just perfect. You are like, no notes, just
Someone
continue doing
says,
what you should do.
can we just talk about the prelims, Jace, with like guys
Fire.
outdid themselves. I remember the process from the start to the end. So I was just appointed Miss Universe South Africa. Let me take this question away. And I remember.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah. You have to remember that I didn't know her that well yet. Okay.
Okay. Well, might I add, like, I feel like the concept was still there. It was
No,
literally.
it was.
I went
You
to
changed the
Varna.
color.
Dark teal is my favorite color. Like, it's something I've always seen myself wearing because I couldn't wear emerald again because I wore that on the Miss South Africa stage. So I was like, I want to wear dark teal. And luckily we had like emerald in there, turquoise, royal blue, all that type of colors. Yeah. And we actually did the gloves to represent all the frontline workers during COVID. So we wanted to stick with the gloves. We wanted gloves in one of the two dresses.
Yeah.
And I remember velvet. Werner and I love velvet. So both of my dresses were out of velvet. And I remember Yolandi when she...
Velvet was just like, we didn't even have a discussion on another fabric because after Miss South Africa last year, NATASHA changed from her emerald gown into a yellow shade gown, that beautiful cream velvet dress. Yeah. And I remember that dress going viral. And I was like, I went to her the next day. I said, listen, we're doing a shoot. We're doing the top 3 shoot this week. Can we please shoot the dress? Because it was just so spectacular. And I just loved it. And velvet is a difficult material to work with. So if you can get it right, it's spectacular. And so velvet was always going to be, it's my favorite material. And so there was never a discussion on it being anything else. And I mean, then we saw that teal color and we were just in love with it.
Exactly. So there was one question, I'm gonna look for it again, but it just said, what was the biggest lesson you learned during Miss Universe? So from your perspective, because obviously, what was the one thing obviously you're going to be sending a girl every single year, or to Miss World or Supra, so there's obvious things every single year.
That, as I've said, the lesson, I didn't really learn a new lesson, except it just reiterated something that I already knew and that I try and tell girls all the time. And it's heartbreaking to have to experience it, but that we do not have control over the results. We can be the best and it just can't work in our favor. And sometimes that's just how it plays out. But we will never give up on sending the type of delegate. You have raised the bar so incredibly high for everybody else that follows you. And we will continue on that work, on that road and on that journey. And I will keep you as the benchmark of what a competitor at Miss Universe is for Miss South Africa. And so the lesson that I've learned is to never expect anything but the best from whoever follows in your footsteps, because they are such big shoes to fill. And that we will never give up on sending delegates such as yourself, and no matter what the outcome is, because at the end of the day, the outcome doesn't matter. The transformation that you've had in the last 6 months, and the woman that you've grown into, and the woman that you will continue to be moving forward, will be the payoff at the end of this whole journey, because you are not the same woman that entered Miss South Africa, nor are you the same woman that you were 6 months ago. And that will continue with you through the rest of your life. Not this placement, not Miss Universe, but the woman that you've become. And that is something that I will never let up on moving forward. That's the lesson that I learned.
So for me, it was, we had this conversation before I left, and the weeks leading up to Miss Universe was really challenging for me. I was tired, I was stressed out, yet I tried to really challenge myself to be calm and collected, and it didn't always come across like that. So when I got to Miss Universe, you always said that now you can just enjoy. All the hard work is done, like there's no more you can do when you arrive there. And I think I said to myself that, because you asked me, what do you want from this? Like,
Yeah.
it's not about the winning. It's not about the top 3, the top 5. Like, what is your expectation? And I did tell him that during Miss South Africa, there's multiple stuff I would have done differently. I gave up a week before the final judging, and there's a lot of things I would have changed. And I obviously learned from that. So going into Miss Universe, I said, I don't want to make the same mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, partner, if I can be literally the best version of myself, give my best walk, show myself in interview, be the quirky NATASHA, show my fashion, everything that I am, I will be happy. And I remember after the crowning, I obviously wasn't as satisfied as I would have wanted to be. Like, let's be honest.
None of us were.
I was obviously telling myself, NATASHA, go back on your word. You said if you give everything that you had, you must be satisfied, regardless what the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to sit here and say, oh, it happened for this reason. I don't know yet. I don't know what that reason is yet. But in 5 years' time, I will know. And it's hard because that's where faith comes in. And you have to rely on God to really have that plan for your life.
And it's true. And if that is the benchmark that we set for ourselves, and if that's the goal that we had in mind, you achieved it over and above. If the goal was to be the best version of yourself, to be better than you've ever been before, to enjoy every single moment, then you met your goal. You achieved your dream of being at Miss Universe and being better than you've ever been before. And, you know, the results become irrelevant then, because you did what you set out to do. And that is something that you will carry with you for the rest of your life.
Just acknowledge my bikini walk, because guys, even if it wasn't the best in your opinion, I shocked myself.
Girl was fire.
Guys, such a challenge. I remember telling myself, NATASHA, that turns with the cape, and I never practiced with the cape. Like some of the girls in Rios got an opportunity to practice, and 2 minutes before I went on stage, I was walking up and down saying, like, either I'm gonna fall on my face, I will just be satisfied and happy if I don't fall. Like that
but
was
can I, but can I tell you why? Because I put the fear of God in her, because I told them about 2019 and the prelims, and you know, because we were there, and I don't handle stress very well, so I ran out of the room, and I was just like, girl, just get on that stage and please just don't fall. That's the only thing that I expect of you, is just not to fall. And then she came out and she did that twirl. She was the only one that did the twirl in the middle of the circle before she even started walking, and then she just gave it everything. And I live in a complex, so there's a lot of people close to me, and I swear that I woke up half the complex as I shouted, yes, yes, after she got off.
The organization always mocks Werner and says like a rugby supporter, like he gets this voice when he supports.
Yeah. And I think people thought someone was dying, but I didn't care. I was like, that girl just killed that stage. Like, that stage, we need to read them a eulogy, because that stage just died. Because she was so fantastic. Like, no, swimwear was my everything. Like, I loved evening gown, and usually evening gown's my favorite, but after your swimwear, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done for the night. Give me a drip. Put me out. I'm good.
I'm going through the questions, but even if there's no question about it, is there anything you can share from your end? Because obviously this journey turned out a lot different than we expected it to, but still we did everything we could.
I haven't gone live, or I haven't really said anything because I'm also still processing it. Um, and just trying to take time, because when you invest 6 months of your life into something and you dream about something every single day and you eat, sleep, and breathe it, it's hard. But um, I've been reading my favorite book in the last week, which is called Rising Strong by Brene Brown. And it's about whenever you dare greatly, what happens if you fall, and and how to get back up. And you know, we all have unanswered questions, and we all don't know, why certain things happen. And but we have to have faith that it is God's will, and that it is His will for her life, for our life. It doesn't mean that we did anything wrong. It doesn't mean that nothing, it just was His plan. And if you believe in Him, and if you believe in destiny and in purpose, then you cannot question it. You can be sad, and you can be disappointed, but you can't question it, because that's, at the end of the day, His plan, and His plan will always prevail. Other than that, you know tearing someone else down and is not going to get us anywhere. And I understand that a lot of people have so much love for NATASHA and for the other delegates, but the person who won so rightfully, and her dream came true, and we have to be happy for her and for the organization, and wish her so much luck and joy in the world, and that she gets to experience this incredible journey. And that was her destiny, and you cannot deny her destiny, and nothing could deny her destiny. So I'm so grateful for every single person that comments and that says all these wonderful things about NATASHA, and that is the only thing that gets us all through it, because we realized how much of an impact she actually made, even without a crown, and how much more of an impact she will make moving forward. But that we don't have to break people down, and that we don't have to be upset about certain things. We can be upset, but we don't have to, take it out on people that don't deserve it.
The last question for you. So just
Yes.
clarify this one to people.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do
put
you
it on
think the
the.
Miss SA format needs to be changed so that we have a winner for each pageant? No. We, as Miss South Africa, we march to the beat of our own drum. We we will always innovate. We will always be different. We will always try and push pageantry in the direction that we feel it needs to go. And at the end of the day, it's about the women, and it's about our platform here in our country and what they can do with it. Now, I understand that there's a lot of questioning about like second runner up, first runner up, and all of that jazz. And that, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. Um, this year, Miss Brazil, who placed first runner up, was appointed her title. Miss Dominican Republic
I
was appointed.
runner up at Miss Brazil as well.
Yeah. Miss Dominican Republic was appointed her title. Miss Puerto Rico was appointed her title. They didn't even compete in their national pageants. So, and I would like to think that any organization, international organization, would look at a girl and not look at her placements before, but look at what she can offer their organization, what type of woman she is, and that they're all on a level playing field. And I do believe that they were. So, no, I do not think our format needs to change. We can promise that our pageant this year will be incredible, and that you guys will have the best time. But following the journey of the top 10, but we are not going to change for any other purpose other than when we feel like we need to, for South Africa and for the platform that we have in South Africa. So that's what I have to say on that.
I agree. I agree.
Mm.
And we always said, like, the woman that's fit for the job will get it, regardless if she plays second runner up, first runner up, winner. It
Yeah.
was always meant for one woman, and that was Andrea, and she rightfully deserved it. I mean, her journey has also been a long one, and it was meant for her. And I remember chatting to the girls when we were sitting at breakfast the first day, and I said, one thing that brings me so much peace is knowing that before I was even born, they knew who was going to be Miss Universe 2020. And that always gave me so much peace.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to head out so that you can continue. And just once again, thank you so much to everybody for joining and for supporting Natasha. And to Natasha, we are so incredibly proud of you. We love you. You are part of our family. If the best thing that we got out of this is our relationship with you, and that will never change, and it will continue to grow. And we are also incredibly proud of you. And I especially am so incredibly proud of you. And I cannot wait to have you back.
Thank you. I'm looking forward, but not yet. I'm like,
not yet. Enjoy America and go eat all the chocolates and go eat all the waffles and pancakes and everything and chicken and everything that they have there.
Inside joke, guys. Inside joke.
Inside joke. Okay. I'm going to head out.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
I'm not done. I'm going to answer a few questions. Faris is on his way. Okay, let me quickly select a question, yeah? It's so nice chatting to you guys and just... Everyone's asking me what next. Obviously, I just said I'm going to save this live, so I'm not going to re-answer any questions, but I want to do my ready-to-wear collection for Natalia Jeffries. And Natalia Jeffries is my baby, it's my heart, and it's something I want to continue. I have a great passion for fashion, like you guys know. Destiny Designed, I want to take it further than only fashion designers. I want to do all entrepreneurs, maybe do more modeling. I'm really out for that. I definitely want to, the first thing when I get home is show you guys my final gown, because I feel like it deserves to be on social media so people can see that. So I'm heading to the question box. Yes, I'm missing my roommate a lot. It's the funny the day after, actually, she was also so emotional, and I bonded with her this past 10 days. I got in bed with her, and while she was crying, we hugged each other, and we were just like, we have done everything we could, and that should be enough. Okay, so someone is asking here. I saw you are going to Jacksonville. Will you be visiting Demi? Yes, I am going to visit her. I'm really looking forward. Maybe we can go to the beach. You did so well. Everyone here is so proud. Thank you so much. That's all I could have wished for. Okay, questions, guys. I'm only going to the question box. Where am I currently? I'm in Missouri in the United States. And then I'm heading back to Florida, to Jacksonville, back to Miami to fly back to South Africa. Sorry, it's a lot of questions. Thank you for sticking around, guys. I'm looking for questions quickly. Okay, let's speak about this. What went through your mind when they finished top 21 announcements? The one thing I can remember was Slovak, so it's Natalie from Slovak Republic stood next to me, and I made such a good friend out of her, and Czech Republic and Puerto Rico. That's like my closest friends I made. She was actually so cute. So with the last spot, I can't remember who was the last spot, but she turned to me and she's like, it's going to be you for top 21. I remember saying, Natalie, not going to lie, like South Africa definitely doesn't have the largest population, so we can't win the votes. I know my fellow South Africans supported me so well, but like, we aren't going to win the vote section. And I was like, no, it's not me, because it's the vote, it's the public vote. And she's like, no, it's you. And I'm like, no, it's not. And when it wasn't me, her face was like, literally. She was really so sweet. So what went through my head was, I was disappointed. I didn't expect it, because everything went so well. Interview went amazing. I wasn't even stressed about interview. I got to share myself. I got to laugh with them. Really, I got the best questions. What would I do with the platform? Should I win Miss Universe? What makes me beautiful? asked me about so many things that had so much substance. I felt so good during everything that I didn't expect not to make it. But yet again, I'm like, who am I to judge? Like, maybe they didn't receive me the way I expected. Just wasn't meant for me. Okay. Okay, so someone asked here. Shame, yeah, Natalie was so sweet. She was so convinced that last spot's gonna be me. And I was like, girl, it's not. Any parting words from Demi and Zosie? I really, really have to say Demi supported me. She phoned me every single day for like 4 days after the pageant, asking me how I'm doing. I went to her hotel room afterwards and she just gave me so much hugs and comfort, and she was so supportive throughout the whole journey. I could really ask her any advice, and I can't say thank you enough to her because it was so comforting knowing I had a fellow South African there supporting me like a sister. So, parting words, they were just so supportive of me, and yeah, I'm really thankful. Love from Thailand, Indonesia. I love you guys so much. Your delegates was so amazing. Um, do, 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 do. There's many questions on you, I'm not gonna lie. My roommate was the best roommate ever. Like, Estefania, I'm gonna visit Puerto Rico like really soon. And if she gets married, I'm gonna be at that wedding. I just invited myself. So the inspiration behind my dress, I remember the Yula Shea team actually drafting so many sketches, and they did so much effort. And I feel like at the end, there were so many things that influenced the final gown that I can't even begin to start anywhere, but they did so much effort in terms of drafting ideas and new designs, and I'll be forever thankful of them. How did you feel throughout the week in Miami? This is the weird thing. I felt incredible. I felt happy. I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like any day got the better of me. I was really optimistic, and it was never about winning. It was never about achieving top 3 or top 5, but it was just giving absolutely everything I had and improving from South Africa and showing people that I've been working so hard, and people saw that. And what would you have done with, as you said, Nia Sanchez? I actually met her after the pageant. She's just as beautiful in person as on social media. So I'm seeing a lot of questions. Are you going to enter another pageant? Are you going to enter Miss Africa again? I'm not going to speak, out of emotional place, or I'm to be honest, that didn't cross my mind. I'm really just going to focus on my business at this moment. I haven't even thought about that. Then, guys, I'm almost going to love and leave you. So if you have any questions, I'm not going through the comment section. You are going to see my final gown. Can you give us a hint? Yeah, why not be transparent? Can you give us a hint? What are the questions behind closed door interview, Love Your Queen? So this was a very interpersonal interview. It was all about your personality, your daily life, what you do back home. And I felt really good about my questions that I got, because you only get 4 minutes on the one panel and 4 minutes on the other end. So you only have 8 minutes, which is really short. Like, I feel like all the girls said it was really short. It went by fast. So I knew when you got in there, you had to show everything you have to offer in that 8 minutes. So I got They asked me about my COVID experience. They did ask me what was the biggest challenge I faced during my childhood. They asked me, should I be Miss Universe? What would I do with the platform? What makes me beautiful? What was the biggest challenge I faced this past year? What else? Why Miss Universe? Why did I choose Miss Universe? I got questions where I got to show every single aspect of myself, why I should be Miss Universe, what my good qualities and bad qualities are. I showed them that I can be vulnerable, I can be strong, and that was enough for me. I couldn't have asked for my interview to go any other direction than it did. So just to be transparent, I actually wish they released the interviews because I was really happy with mine. Next, favorite food in Miami, guys. The food in America is huge and a lot, and there's many things to choose from. Any other questions? I feel like I have covered all the questions. I've been receiving a lot. Did I expect to be in the top 21? I did expect to. How was your interview? It was great. Do you miss Estefania? I miss her a lot. We really have a special bond and we got along so well. We have so many of the same traits, and she was actually more of she's so organized. She had 8 suitcases and she would just open up one up, take the things out, close it back, like so organized. Every single night when I got back to the room, I was like, Estefania, just give me tonight, I'm gonna clean it tomorrow. Like, I can't be as organized, and I only had like 2 suitcases that was laying out. So do you wear makeup now? Yes, I do have makeup on. How's your business doing now due to COVID? It was a big knock, and that's exactly why I started Destiny Design, because I knew that fellow designers went through the exact same thing. It was financially, emotionally really hard, and it's only starting to pick up now. What was your biggest fear as you go through the pageant week? My only fear I had competing for Miss Universe was not showing my full potential. That's it. And I know it's hard for people to believe, saying that, you know, I got the question in my interview asking, the first question I got was, the back-to-back, how's the pressure? And I laughed and I said, I so expected this question. Like, actually, on the first day arriving there, Portugal asked me that question. And I just said, you know, it's completely normal to feel pressure because I'm just a human being. But I know I have something so different to offer. The message that Demi had, that Tamron had, that Zosie had was so different to what I'm standing here and speaking about. And each year they look for something different. And the one thing I love about South Africa is we don't come to compete, we come to represent. And I feel like that's why we did so well. And I was just so proud to walk in their footsteps. I was just so proud to be able to come after them. It was huge just going to Miss Universe, just having that opportunity. And, you know, even though it didn't turn out as I expected, and I was really working for that back-to-back to make history, the only legacy I wanted to leave behind is knowing that I gave 110% in everything that I do, whether that's crying, whether that's doing a photo shoot, having the best day of my life. I was going to give every single thing that I had. And that's exactly what I did. And that's the legacy I want to leave behind, is people knowing that wherever I'm going to go, I'm going to give my 110%. What is next? What's your next step? Many things. Guys, I'm excited. I always, when I speak to God, I say, you know, you never know your timing on earth. And I always, when I speak to my sister, I say, if today's your last day, were you happy with the life that you lived? And that's the way I live my life, is saying, I ask God, I'm like, please don't take me in the next 10 years, because I have so many things I still want to do. And I'm so enthusiastic about life that I'm always excited about the next thing and the next thing. And I'm thankful for having passions and doing things in life and inspiring other people. And I really, really hope, to anyone watching this, sit back, it's temporary. It's not something that's always gonna like when I didn't win Miss South Africa, just an example. It was hard for me. Miss South Africa has been my dream since I was 12 years old. And I got, as a second runner up, the first second runner up ever to compete at Miss Universe for South Africa for that back-to-back win. And I took that challenge and I was like, that already showed me after Miss South Africa, there's going to always be the next and the next thing that excites you. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, that's why my legacy is going to be a bit different. So I just want to say to every single woman out there, if you haven't gotten the job that you wanted, Miss Universe was a job application. If you didn't get that, the God really does know what he's doing. And in the next 10 years time, I'll maybe understand, but not, if it's not today, it's okay. Thank you guys. I'm really receiving so much love. Thailand, Philippines, you guys are amazing. Really, thank you. So actually, someone's asking, do you teach some of the girls Afrikaans words? I try to, but I actually learned a little bit of Spanish, so I know buenos dias, buenos noches, que bonita. What else do I know? Mi nombre es Natasha. So I kind of, my Spanish fellow delegates taught me a few words. If you could go back in time, what would you change or choose differently? Nothing. Really, really nothing. I gave everything I had, and I think that's why it was hard after the crowning, but that's why I know I'm going to be okay. It's because I knew I couldn't have done anything differently. I couldn't control the outcome. Guys, you are so kind. Okay, what else? What else? Do you think Mexico deserves the crown? Absolutely. Guys, even if things didn't turn out the way you wanted, the way I wanted it to turn out, she is so deserving of that crown. Her name was written on that crown even before she was born. And her journey was also such a long journey coming from Miss World. It was obviously also her dream to be Miss World or Miss Universe. And I think we should really support her endlessly. And she's so graceful and kind. Ooh, what is your advice for someone who wishes to be a Miss Universe delegate? Just know your why. Just know what you have to offer and know that that's enough. Because you can have the best performance, the best interview, and if it's still not going to be you, it's still not going to be you. And you have to be happy and content with that. Just plain and simple. That's really basically how I can say that. And my life coach Yvonne always says that this is just a blop on the radar. Who is Natasha without Miss Universe? Who is Natasha after this? Because this is just a title that's lasting for a year. And what you do afterwards is up to you. And you need to realize you're way and more beyond than just that title. Okay, guys, I'm going to love and leave you. It's only 4 minutes left. And I knew I was going to speak the whole hour because I was like, I'm going to cry a bit, laugh a bit, share a bit. We did all that. What are you wearing, or who are you wearing? So this one shoulder top is from Zoe. It's a South African brand. Will you see your final gown? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I'm going down a list of questions. I think I've shared everything that I could. Hopefully this gave you more insight, and I am doing well. And yes, I get my moments where I am disappointed and I cry and I wonder why and I ask the question why. And then there's moments where I'm so excited about what's next. And I'm just so thankful that I'm surrounded with family and friends. I'm still traveling in the US, so I'm so glad I planned that. Imagine flying back home after that. I'm so, so thankful that I get to stay here and explore a bit. I've got such good support from the organization. They check in every single day. I see you guys on social media, not only South Africans, but I see you guys right around the world supporting me, sending me love, and I really need it and I really appreciate it. And I'm going to continue sharing my journey. If you have any questions, DM me. I'll be active on social media from here onwards. And I love you guys so, so much. And thank you for everything.